All right, the next problem, we're making some widgets. So the cost for producing X widgets is given by C of X equals 0.05 X to the third minus 4X squared plus 160X. And we're given an interval where X is between 0 and 100, but we're not including 0. Which, remember, that means we'll have to test 100 in our answer. So determine the production level with the lowest average cost per widget. So what does it mean when we say average? It means we divide by X. So we're going to divide this entire thing by X. And I forget my X on here. Oops. Okay. So what did I just write? There we go. All right, so bar C of X is 0.05 X squared minus 4X plus 160. So I just divided out an X from each term. So now what we're going to do is take a derivative. So my derivative is 0.1 X minus 4, and that's going to equal 0. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides and divide both sides by 0.1. So we get X is 40. So we need to test 40 and 100 into our original function to determine what the minimum average cost per widget is. So we're going to test 40 and we're going to test 100. And one of those is our answer, and one of those is not our answer. So if we've got 0.05 times 40 cubed minus 4 times 40 squared plus 160 times 40, get that answer, and divide it by 40, we get 80. And if we do the same thing with 100, we get 0.05 times 100 cubed minus 4 times 100 squared plus 160 times 100, and then divide that answer by 100. Dadgummit, hang on. Okay, I just messed it up. 0.05 100 cubed minus 4 times 100 squared plus 160 times 100. Get that answer and divide it by 100, and we get 260. So which one is the minimum average cost? The minimum average cost is going to occur when we make 40 widgets, and it'll cost us an average cost of $80 per widget. So the last one that we're going to do is a zoo needs to build a rectangular enclosure that is made up of a 15-foot brick retaining wall on one side, so one side is brick, and a 10-foot chain link fence topping a 2-foot high brick wall on the other 3 sides. So the chain link, chain link, chain link. The brick retaining wall costs $375, so the brick is $375, and the chain link fence is about $71 a foot. What dimensions will minimize the cost to build an enclosure that holds an area of 1,600 square feet? So what do we know for algebra? For algebra, we know that C times B is going to give us 1,600, or length times width is going to give us 1,600. The calculus side, and there's just a little twitch in here that we've got to pay attention to. I've got one brick side that's going to cost me $375. So $375 times a brick plus this chain link and this chain link are each 71. So 71 chain link, 71 chain link, plus, and this is the weird part, this side is the same length as the brick side. So we're going to use a variable of B, but it's going to cost us $71. So 71B equals a minimum. Okay, so I'm going to choose to solve for, we'll say B. So I'm going to divide both sides by C. So B equals 1600 C to the negative 1. And I'm going to combine like terms over here. So 375 plus 71 is going to be 446B plus 142C needs to be a minimum. But I know what B is. B is 446 times 1600 C to the negative 1 plus 142C is a minimum. So 446 times 1600 gives us 713,600 C to the negative 1. Plus 142C is a minimum, and now it's ready for us to take a derivative. So I'm going to drop my negative 1 out front, so I get negative 713,600 C to the negative 2, which is over C squared, plus 142 equals 0. So I'm going to add this to the other side. And that's going to give me 142 equals 713,600. 142 equals 713,600 over C squared. So I'm going to cross multiply. 142C squared is 713,600. Divide by 142. So C squared equals, divide that by 142, and we get 50, 25, 35. 2113. Take a square root of both sides, and we get C equals 70.8897. $17.96. Okay, so that will tell you what the chain link side will be. And when it mentions that, we need to fix this on WebWork. It's only talking for one side of the chain link fence. It's not talking for all of this, and all of this. So the chain link, one side of the chain link fence will be 70.8897, and then the brick wall is going to be 1600 divided by that. So 1600 divided by my answer is 2257.03. And then this side is 70.8897. All right, and that is it for Module 8.